Welcome to the MSP Corner podcast. Before we kick off our show, we would like to share what our main objective is at the MSP Corner. Our main goal is to help CEOs build profitable and self-sustainable IT service firms. We are not just providing tools for IT firms, we will be sitting in meetings with you to ensure your IT firm stays on track. The first area we are focused on, strategic sales. IT firms are stuck selling technology or IT support. We will provide you with the blueprint so you position your firm as an added value to your prospects. We will have framework on how to sell value so you influence the prospect into selecting your firm. The second area we see many IT firms struggle in is marketing. 90+% of businesses rely on antiquated marketing methods. The most popular choice, word of mouth. We have proven methods on how to attract the ideal prospect. Our framework will include how to become the online authority and be the business influencer for an industry. The third component to our package, scaling. IT firms walk away from opportunities because they lack the bandwidth or skill set to scale. We have lined up reputable businesses so our members can hire on-demand resources that will allow them to scale their business. The fourth area we will offer help in, selecting the right tools. In order to deliver value, you need the right tech stack. Our platform will offer information on products that are the ideal choice for MSPs. The fifth area we will offer help in is with documentation. Templates are a critical component when building an MSP. We will have contracts, proposals, SOWs, collateral, and much more in the template section. You will have every document you need to start up your managed IT service business. Thank you for tuning in. Let's go to our next podcast. Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to our podcast. I am your host, Fernando Leon. And today we have a special guest. We have the CEO of Cybertrans. But before we dive into that show, I'll quickly go over our agenda and what we're going to discuss. But we'll do a proper introduction to Cybertrans and the CEO. We'll go over the Cybertrans business model, the value Cybertrans offers MSPs, and then at the end we're going to offer their URL so you can reach out to them directly. All right, so a quick intro on Tim Thompson. He's not just building businesses, he's redefining the future of managed services, and he's a visionary, an entrepreneur. He's launched multiple companies and driven over $8 million in annual revenue by embracing innovation, challenging the status quo, and delivering next-gen solutions. And as the founder of Cybertrans, Tim is leading the charge into MSP 3.0, where IT providers move beyond commoditized services to become true business partners with game-changing service offerings. His No BS coaching and mentorship program helps MSPs worldwide adopt AI, master cybersecurity, and build scalable, high-margin businesses that thrive in an era of constant disruption. And that's about Tim. So Tim has built Cybertrans, which is a pioneer in IT coaching, consulting, training, and mentorship for the MSP, MSSP, and IT services sector. And with over 25 years of experience, their approach isn't about following the status quo. They are about shifting mindsets. They empower technology providers to break free from their limitations, reclaim their independence, and build a legacy they can generally be proud of. So Tim, thank you for joining us. I want to dive in real quick because I know your time is very valuable. So we're going to just dive into this. Okay. And we've got 4 or 5 questions here, so we can easily illustrate the value you deliver for MSPs, because that's what we're about. MSP Corner was developed to have resources like yourself for CEOs of MSPs who are struggling. and they're struggling with that commodity label. We created a show the other day on how to rip off that commodity label, but you would be sounds like you would be a great valued partner that can help with that whole process, because it's challenging. So tell us in your own words, how does your elite MSP mentorship program differ from other MSP coaching programs? Because we see them out there and you know who they are, and they're nauseating with their cheesy little we don't need to say any names, but you know who I'm talking about. So tell us a little bit about how you're different.
Yeah, thanks for having me on here. I'm super excited to be here. Yeah, I have 25 years of experience. I grew an MSP, my first MSP to 7 million in recurring revenue. And over the course of time, I really adopted a mindset shift about buying back your time and delegating and helping organizations learn how to scale businesses or their business through differentiating service offerings, and help MSPs owners really just figure out how to work on the business as opposed to working in the business. And we take a lot of what I see out there now, and there's a few that are coming around, but we're starting to see a very specific service offering to help scale and grow MSPs, so that in it mostly is sales and marketing. And that's great because every MSP needs to grow through sales and marketing and SEO, but the fundamentals of building a business need to be in place before you can scale, and it all has to scale together. And so my goal really is as an MSP mentor and coach is to help build the fundamentals of the business so that when sales and marketing take off, the rest of it goes with it. And it's a different mindset than opposed to just focusing on more leads and more sales and more revenue doesn't mean more profitability, right? So we got to switch the gear or change the gears a little bit here and focus on the fundamentals or the foundation of the business.
Got it. So you keep saying mindset strategy and buying back your time principles that are going to apply to these MSPs, but does that play a big part in their growth strategy? Because it's, as you know, scaling your business is going to be is not only challenging, but it can be expensive. But with your program, they can properly train, or they can properly build their business so they scale properly. Is that something they learn in your program also, or
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah. So the mindset shift that I talk about is it's through my business coach, Dan Martell, who teaches organizations, or we teach organizations how to buy back their time. So, when we talk to MSPs, and I was there, I was one of them. It was 70-hour work weeks. I was wearing the tool belt. I was doing everything from billing to finance to building servers. And I was burning out and running out of gas. And so the vision around buy back your time is maybe not less. You still might work 70-hour work weeks, but what I do is I teach you how to do time energy audits. I teach you how to do replacement and delegate, and then ultimately hire through that process so that you can free up the time on the things that light you up, or the things that are important to the organization, like implementing a proper sales and marketing strategy or implementing a cybersecurity solution. Because right now, when I talk to MSPs, it's a great idea, but I don't have time. Well, how
Yep.
do we learn how to buy back time? Well, we do a time energy audit as an example, and I'll get every MSP owner that I work with to track their tasks every 30 minutes for 10 to 15 days on a spreadsheet. And at the end of that, we categorize those from red to green. And the ones that are green are the ones that make money, and the ones that are red, like running to the computer store to pick up computer cables, is not the best use of a owner's time. And what I say is that building $1 million business is not built on $10 tasks. So we need to identify the tasks that are mundane, that you can outsource, you can delegate, you can get rid of, so that it frees up 8 to 10 hours a week so that you can focus on those core values or those core solutions to help you scale to get you to the next level.
I like that. I like that audit, that energy audit. I haven't heard that term, and I like that
It
because
it
yeah,
it's kind of interesting because when I say this, it's like the easiest way to relay this is when you were in high school and you went into your math class, and I was horrible at math. It took forever because I hated math to get through my class. But when I got into gym or science or whatever I was good at, it lit me up and it felt like minutes had gone by, right? So you have to identify where your time is going, delegate those tasks. I'm a relationship guy. I'm not a cold caller. I'm a guy that builds relationships and I'm good at it. So that was my focus on how to build the business through relationships and trust, right? So we need to identify your strengths and get rid of your weaknesses. And there's different ways that you can delegate tasks. There's virtual assistants that you can get from wherever for $6 an hour for minimum 10-hour weeks that can do billing, can do ticket remediation, can do cold outreach, can do whatever it is that you need to do. But you want to get rid of those $10 tasks so we can focus on the $100 tasks.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Total sense. So here's an interesting question I have for you. So
Yeah.
transformational leadership versus transactional leadership. What's the difference between the two and how do they work?
Great question. And so this comes back to the mindset shift, right? So in the day when I had 40 staff and I had direct reports, what would we do? You'd check in once a week and you'd tell your direct report what to do, check on, tell them what to do during the week, check that they've done it, and move on to the next individual. And so through the economies of scale, there's only so many direct reports that you can do that through the course of a week. So you're telling everybody what to do, you're checking their work, and you're moving to the next person, and then you become the Boolean answer for everything. Whereas transformational leadership is we start with the outcome of what we're trying to accomplish for the beginning of the week or for the week. Then we, at the end of the week, we measure the success on how they've done, and then ultimately coach them to follow up and continue on until that task is complete. So what we do is we identify the outcome that we're looking for. We measure on the success of that through the course of a week or a month or a quarter, right? And then we ultimately come back and coach them. So as we coach them, that builds confidence in their skill sets to start making their own decisions for themselves.
Yep.
And so one of the things that I did was when I had my MSP was I had offered my direct reports up to $1,000 of spending it. They could spend up to $1,000 to solve a problem without engaging me on it, right? So that I gave them they can figure out what the outcome needs to be. We can measure it, and then ultimately we would coach them on the outcome or on how they delivered it. Well, that's transformational leadership, and that's how I refer to it.
Well, the name that comes to mind, and some people love them, some people hate them, but I'm just astonished with how many, because what you're talking about, it sounds, well, okay, let's take Elon Musk. He owns what, one, two, three, six companies, and they're all successful. And
Right.
they're not small companies. These are just massive organizations with thousands of employees. And for some reason, he is able to operate all of them because he's great, I guess, at delegating, hiring people who are great at doing jobs. And he's just, I thought I read something where he just takes 5 minutes of every day with every whoever his report is, and says, "Hey, how's they give him a quick update on what's going on." So I guess he makes adjustments as he needs. But it's interesting how this model works, because it obviously works. It works for
Yeah.
Elon Musk. I've
Well,
never seen anybody like Elon Musk.
yeah. Well, Richard Branson too has through over 300 companies, and so
Oh,
he
that's
has
right.
he has six to eight executive assistants that he meets with, one a day, and they all
Uh-huh.
have their own responsibilities. And unless there's something pressing, they do his email, they make decisions for them, they book his calendar. And so again, back to the delegation piece, like these high level individuals have the teams in place and they have all of their processes, their SOPs, their playbooks dialed into the T. And if there's an issue, they usually start with process. And if the process is wrong, then they fix it. And then if the process is right, then it becomes a people issue.
Yeah.
So the
Yeah.
delegation aspect has to be there, but you have to get out of your own way and give up what people deem as control to allow your staff and your team to grow and coach them along the way so that they can make the decisions for you.
Nice. Nice. Um, so tell me, what potential impact might a differentiated service offering have in establishing your MSP's competitive distinction in the market?
That's a great question. I just had a call with a gentleman over in out east somewhere, doesn't matter where. And he was talking to me and he said, he goes, I'm so tired of offering the same thing and competing in a race to the bottom. He goes, we've rebranded our website, we rebranded our offering, and now we're looking to offer differentiating services in the market. And as we move through this journey of AI very quickly, so to speak, we have to become more efficient and more of a business partner as opposed to a technology advisor, and have the forward thinking to present different ideas to your customer base, to show them that not only are you're thinking about how to help them directly, but also on the forward thinking of how to implement services and solutions that are going to be more productive and benefit in the organization.
Hmm. Hmm. No, and that's just part of the, we have these discussions with other CEOs, and man, that's such a big talking point as of late. And a lot of people are making that transition of, okay, we
Yeah,
have to select a market. You just have to select an industry and become that expert, because you're blending in with everybody else. You're like
right,
you're there's no differentiator. You're just like, and
right.
it's gonna take a process to differentiate yourself, and that's something where you help a lot of these guys out. Is that correct?
Yeah, like so if you look at the journey from MSP 1.0 back in 2000s to MSP 2.0 and 2.5, 2.5, like so 2000s is MSP 1.0, 2010 was 2.0 with cybersecurity, and 2020 has really driven home the cybersecurity initiatives. But the 3.0 is transitioning a lot faster, and the differentiation is going to be how we can utilize tools and technology and solutions to educate our customers to show true business value. And so there's two things that I really talk about when I talk to MSPs and groups and other companies, is around one's around productivity through digital work analytics, and it's Produce 8's platform that is built for MSPs to not only help them become more productive and track productivity within their organization, but it gives the ability to go out and into the monthly and the quarterly business reviews and present that information that and capture that information for their customers, to show their customers the value of how productive they really are within the day. And MSPs really are in today's age, they really just focus on making sure everything's up and running so the customer can be productive. Well, now we can, with Produce 8 and digital work analytics, we can actually capture productivity data. We can look and see how many meetings are being had, how long are you in TeamSnap, or how long are you in Slack or Teams or whatever it is that you're working on. You can get sentiments around the workday. You can see who's working more hours. And what it does is it gives an organization the raw data to create better outcomes for their employees, because at the end of the day, people build the team builds the business, right? So if
Yeah.
everyone's productive and on the same path, and then everyone's a lot happier.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. So tell me, because this is a big talking point and a lot of conversation, how does AI help MSPs, and how can they differentiate their services and offerings to generate more revenue? Because AI obviously is playing a big part in this, and how do you see that being a fit there?
Right. And that's a fantastic question. And that's probably one of the hottest conversations we're having right now.
Yeah.
So the big thing when I look at AI is back when I was teaching for Microsoft Enterprise Large Scale Design for Active Directory and Exchange back in 2000. I look at that and I go, that was such a major shift from NT4 to 2000. And whoever's been around long enough will know that. And so Microsoft threw a ton of money at education and educating the world around the value and what it looks like to go to Active Directory and Exchange. And so, and similar to SharePoint, SharePoint was a beast to start. Where I'm going with the AI stuff is that it's so important right now to be at least have some AI 101 in your AI or in your MSP solution, so that you can understand the impact that it can have on not only your MSP and your operations, but as you move through your QBRs with your customers, and you can understand the power of what an AI solution or an agent can do for your customers, then it becomes a creative process that goes, oh, guess what? This customer has 7 servers or 7 SaaS applications that don't talk to one another. And I know that Susan in HR downloads an Excel spreadsheet so that somebody can upload it into accounting manually. So then, as the MSP owner understands those processes, they can then go to that QBR meeting and go, hey guys, you know what? We've been working with an AI solution. We've been working on training. We understand it. We think there's an opportunity here to help you guys improve your efficiencies in your operations and your day-to-day activities by implementing solutions into your ERP system around AI or whatever it is, right? And so what it does is it allows the MSP to go out and create a revenue stream to sell reoccurring agents into the customer, as well as potential, services to create those agents and those workflows. So back in the day when it cost $150,000, $200,000 to integrate ERP systems, we can now do that very cost effective and very efficiently while generating another revenue stream for those customers.
Interesting. Wow. That's awesome, man. That's great information. And a lot of these firms who are stuck in that commodity with that commodity label, it sounds like your organization can help them get over the hump and start building really that MSP 3.0 version, because I'm telling you, there's so many of them out there still stuck with that commodity label. They need somebody like you, and I see you being a fit for our audience. So I hope we get you a lot of traffic and you get some business here. So I'm going to give your address up for everybody who wants to contact you. They can reach you at www.cybertrends.ca. So Charlie America.
That's right. Charlie America.
Any closing words you want to share with everybody?
Yeah, I just wanted to touch on your last statement there. The vision is to get the MSPs to mature from a 1.0, 2.0, and have them started to forward think into the 3.0. And the fundamentals of the business need to be in place in order to do that. So I'm happy to help. If you want to reach out to me, I'm also on LinkedIn. You can find me under Tim Thompson, THOMSON. CTI, and I'm happy to jump on a 30-minute call and do a little bit of a discovery and see if I can provide value and help you kind of move into the next version of yourself to be better for your customers. Awesome.
Well, I appreciate you, Tim. I appreciate you meeting with us today, and to everybody who's listening, thank you for tuning in. And don't forget again to sign up to be a member on the MSP Corner site. But please share our link with the CEO who'll find Tim's information beneficial to their business, because we want to get the word out and help MSPs rip off that commodity label, because it's a challenge. It can be a challenge. So, All right, Tim. Thanks again, buddy. Have a
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Have a great day.
Thank you for listening, and don't forget to sign up to be a member on www.mspcorner.com. Please share our link with a CEO who will find our information beneficial to their business. Have an awesome day.